Good morning. Form 944 for 2020 Employers Annual Federal Tax Return. Part 1, line 6 to 12. So line 6 to 12 for Form 944 for 2020. Line 6, current year adjustment. And if between the employers and the employees, Social Security tax and Medicare tax, if due to rounding, your total on line 5 is not matching, is a little bit off, you could enter positive or negative amount here to adjust it. So let's read a little bit on that. And that's one adjustment that can go on line 6. So enter tax amount that result from current period adjustment using a minus sign if possible, or you can use parentheses if the minus sign is not working. So in certain cases, you must adjust the amount you entered as Social Security and Medicare tax in column 2 of line 4A to 4D to figure your correct tax liability for this year, Form 944. So adjustment for fraction of cents. Enter adjustment for fraction of cents due to rounding relating to employee share of Social Security and Medicare tax withheld. The employee share of amount shown in column 2 of line 4A to D may differ slightly from amount actually withheld from employees paid due to rounding Social Security and Medicare taxes based on statutory rates. So this adjustment may be a positive or a negative adjustment. So there could be adjustment for sick leave as well. So you will read those here, and there will be adjustment for tips and group term life insurance and prior year adjustment. So all those adjustments will go on line 6, and in our case we didn't have any adjustment, so line 6 will remain blank. Line 7, total tax after adjustment, that will be line 5 plus line 6, and that gives us $37.30. Remember, no rounding. Cents will go after the point here, and the dollar will stay on the other side in the dollar side. You do not enter dollar sign, you do not enter decimal point. Okay, now that's the total taxes after adjustment, $37.30. Line 8 will be about credit and non-refundable credit. So line 8A qualifies small business payroll tax credit for increasing research activities. So if you are qualified for that credit, you will use Form 8974 to claim it, and it will go on line 8A. Line 8B, non-refundable portion of credit for qualified sick and family leave wages from worksheet 1. I believe I said in the previous video, but there is a worksheet, and pretty much is their businesses and tax exempt organizations that have less than 500 employees and are required to pay sick leave, can claim that credit. So some of them are required to pay sick leave, and they are eligible to claim a credit for qualified sick and family leave wages for the period after March 31st, 2020 and before January 1st, 2021. So enter the non-refundable portion of the credit for qualified sick and family leave wages from worksheet step 2 line 2J, and the credit for qualified sick and family leave wages consists of the qualified sick leave wages, the qualified family leave wages, and the qualified health plan expenses and employer share of Medicare tax allocable to those wages. The non-refundable portion of the credit is limited to the employer share of Social Security tax reported on Form 944, Line 4A and Line 4B. After that share is first reduced by any credits claimed on Form 8974, that's the research activities credit, for the qualified small business payroll tax credit for increasing research activities, or any credit to be claimed on Form 5884C for the work opportunity credit for qualified tax exempt organization hiring qualified veteran. Okay, so let me show you the worksheet. So if you pull the instructions, you will see the worksheet on page 20, pretty much at the end of the instructions. And you will use the worksheet to calculate the non-refundable portion of the credits. And that will go on line AB, non-refundable portion of employee retention credits. So we have, so line AC, and let's read a little bit about the employee retention credit. It will come from worksheet 1 as well and go on line AC. If during the pandemic you claim a loan, you got a loan, a small business loan for employee retention, and you have not paid back, you could not claim that credit. But if you pay back by May 1st, it's like if you didn't receive it, so you'll claim that credit. If you didn't apply for that loan and you are eligible for the employee retention credit, you could claim it. So non-refundable portion of employee retention credit from worksheet 1. An employer may not claim the employee retention credit if the employer received a small business interruption loan under the Paycheck Protection Program PPP that is authorized under the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security CARES Acts Paycheck Protection Loan. An employer that received a paycheck protection loan shouldn't claim an employee retention credit. An employer that applied for a paycheck protection loan, received payments, and repaid the loan by May 18, 2020 will be treated as though the employer have now received a covered loan under the PPP for purposes of the employee retention credit. So that means in that case, the employer could claim the credit. Under the non-refundable portion of the employee retention credit from worksheet 1, step 3, line 3H, the employee retention credit is 50% of the qualified wages you paid to your employees between March 13, 2020 and December 31st, 2020, qualified wages include qualified health plan expenses for the employee's retention credit. The non-refundable portion of the credit is limited to the employer share of Social Security tax reported on Form 944, Line 4A and Line 4B after that share is first reduced by any credit claim on Form 8974, we talked about it already, Form 5AA4C. So those credits will come up first before this one. So any part that is not refundable, I believe, is refundable. Any part that is now claimed under the non-refundable part of the Form 944 will be claimed on line 10 at the bottom of the form as refundable credits. We will get to that, but that's all we need to check here. So non-refundable portion of the credit, we don't have anything that will go there, so we leave it blank. Line AD, total non-refundable credits. So that'll be all the A's. And here is 0, so we leave it blank. Line 9 is on the page 2. Remember, page 2 should have your name and your business identification number. Now your Social Security number, your business identification number, and your first and last name. Now your business name, your first and last name, your name, and your identification number. So part 1 continue to page 2, line 9. Total tax after adjustment and non-refundable credit. Subtract line AD from line 7. So line AD here is 0. Line 7 is 37.30. So when we subtract, when we do 37.30 minus 0, it gives us $37.30. So we write 37.30. And that's all we will cover in this session. You'll notice that the things are the refundable portion of the credits that you will claim on line 8. And we will cover that in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Thank you for all your comments, and thank you all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavio Junior Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting LLC YouTube channel, Liberman Consulting LLC podcast, our blog ninasoap.com. We do have our online stores, including natural product store ninasoap.com, custom apparel store liberlabel.com, resale store liberoutlets.com, and digital product store liberdownload.com. Thank you.